One more thing on Bill Maher before we leave this segment. Unfortunately, Meghan McCain was on. She's a Republican and says something that isn't true. Paul Begala happens to be one of the people on the panel. He jumps in. Now, we got an issue in America because Begala and Meghan McCain should not be debating, as you're about to see. All right, let's watch.
What I think is that the Obama administration really has to stop completely blaming everything on its predecessor, completely. And I really am sick of hearing, oh, well, we were handed this, we were handed this. I know, everyone knows, but we need to move on. Same thing, the theme with me, we need to move on.
You think that's what Obama's doing? You think he's doing?
I do, to a degree.
Well, not to enough of a degree. I'm sorry, not nearly enough. Ronald Reagan blamed Jimmy Carter every day for 8 years. In his speech, what President Bush said, one of the things he's had to adjust to...
I wasn't born yet, so I don't know.
Well, that's... I wasn't born during the French Revolution, but I know about it.
He's a mean man.
No, you clearly know everything, so, and I'm just the blonde here.
No, that's not what he
Bush did leave a heck of a mess for this.
I'm the one Republican sitting at this table trying to defend it, you know?
I know.
And I am getting shit like you cannot believe for coming on this show. You cannot believe.
But tomorrow you'll have a whole new group of friends.
But we have to start bridging the gap. We have to start bridging the divide in this country. We do. It's why I go on shows like Rachel Maddow. It's why I think people like you should go on Fox. I think we have to start bridging the divide.
I'd love to go on Fox. They won't have me.
Really?
Absolutely.
Really?
Yes.
Oh.
I've been banned by Roger Ailes.
I didn't know that.
Right.
And I work for CNN, but when I have a book out, I go on Bill O'Reilly's show. He puts me on. I think it's fun. It's a comedy channel, you know. It's not on the level. Thank you. I love it.
He nailed it. You know, there's so many things that he got right there, of course. I mean, it's not a fair match. But Meghan didn't need to get insecure there. Or say, oh, you know, I'm just the blonde sitting here. He didn't say that. You know, he made some points that you were not able to answer, unfortunately. And I kind of feel bad for her, and obviously Maher did. But then he was a little patronizing, a little too much like, oh, I know. No, I'll protect you. I was like, it's okay. Don't do that. That makes it worse, right? And by the way, Begala was right on the opening statement, too. No. We don't talk about how we got into this mess enough. Because, not just because we want to blame Bush or take criticism away from Obama or anything like that. No, because we need to know what caused the problem in order to solve the problem. And if we just keep looking forward and not backward, we're going to make the same old mistakes. All right, finally, when Begala said, look, you know, it's not on the level. It's a comedy channel. He's exactly right. You know, one of our listeners sent in an epic rant by a former wrestler, Jim Cornette. And I'm a wrestling fan from the 80s, and unfortunately I didn't know the guy, right? I think he entered the WWF as a manager after I stopped watching. But anyway, this guy, he went on an 11-minute tear that was fantastic against the right wing. But the thing that I got out of it here, and why I bring it up is, he said, you know what these right-wing media guys are, like on Fox, the Glenn Becks, the O'Reillys, the Rush Limbaughs? They're heels, as in wrestling. If you're not a wrestling fan, you might not know what a heel is. And the heel is the guy who plays the bad guy and comes up and gets the crowd going and says all these terrible things. And he's playing a role. He's playing the role of the heel. And as Cornette said that, I was like, oh, that is exactly it. That's what these guys are doing, the Becks of the world. I mean, we showed you that photo shoot the other day from Glenn Beck playing along with a person who he had described in awful terms before, the photographer, and now he's crying for her just like he criticized someone else for doing, et cetera, et cetera. Why? Because it's all an act. He's the heel. And that's what Begala was pointing out in that little segment there, and I'm glad someone did, and I hope that that's a theme that builds, because that's exactly right.
Watch more clips at theyoungturks.com.